All right, I got to tell you about one of the most corrupt judges in America. First, she shot her ex-husband.
Last week, law enforcement sources says Judge McKnight shot her husband inside a home on Lexington Street.
Then, as judge, she gets a new boyfriend, but winds up shooting him too.
Yeah, McKnight, who was a magisterial district judge here in Dauphin County, is accused of shooting her ex-boyfriend in the head while he was sleeping in his home last year. And
BLM even supported this judge and got her voted back in, even though she had shot two people.
And the community has voted me back in. I've been going through a free election, and I thank God for my community believing in me and said, you know what? She deserves to see.
Activists like Dr. Rashard Ritchie, who is pro-BLM 1,000,000%, he's turned against this judge.
Judge convicted of shooting her ex-boyfriend as he slept. She has a history as well. Put it at full mass. I'll be damned.
And the story gets crazier from here. Okay, meet Judge Sonya McKnight out of Pennsylvania. Now, McKnight won her judgeship with 52% of the vote back in 2015. Now, let's fast forward a couple of years where police get a call to come to the judge's home because someone's been shot.
Police in Harrisburg are investigating a shooting at a home that, according to property tax records, is owned by a Dauphin County magisterial district judge.
We know that a woman that lives at this home fired a shot against a man she had an active protection from abuse order against. Now, that's according to the Dauphin County district attorney. All day long, we've told you that the home is owned by the magisterial district judge, Sonya McKnight, but it is unconfirmed if she currently lives here. Now, the man that was shot is in stable condition. As for the woman that fired that shot, she is cooperating with police. This is certainly a developing story. As soon as we have more details, we'll pass those along to you on air and online at fox43.com.
Now, we did get some more details. It was actually the judge who shot her husband.
The story of a magisterial district judge being questioned tonight by police.
Law enforcement sources tell us she shot her husband this morning.
We are outside of the home of District Judge Sonya McKnight, where police say she shot her husband inside. Now they're trying to figure out if it was self-defense. Dispatchers got the call for shots fired on Lexington Street at around 8:30 Friday morning. It's the home of magisterial district judge Sonya McKnight. Investigators say she shot her husband Enoch McKnight in his lower body. He's expected to survive. Meanwhile, investigators are working to determine whether the shooting was self-defense.
So the judge shot her husband and was claiming self-defense. And authorities also agreed with the judge and said, hey, this shooting is likely self-defense.
Last week, law enforcement sources says Judge McKnight shot her husband inside a home on Lexington Street. Court documents show McKnight's husband, Enoch McKnight, pled guilty to assault and endangerment charges this year for a 2018 incident where he assaulted his estranged wife, Sonya McKnight. The day after that assault, she filed for a PFA. The DA says the PFA was recently changed to allow for peaceful contact.
So now, after being cleared of that shooting, the judge found herself in some more controversy.
Criminal charges after being accused of interfering with the arrest of her son in 2020. She spent more than 6 months suspended without pay in 2021 while that criminal case played out.
Now, just to be clear, these charges we're talking about all occurred because one night Judge McKnight's son was pulled over by police. Judge McKnight then went to the scene where her son was talking to police. While at the scene, it was alleged that she removed pill bottles from the car and then left the scene. Now, because that occurred, she was charged by the State Attorney General's office with tampering with evidence, obstruction of justice, and official suppression. Now, she went to trial on those charges and the community really supported her. Here is the change.org petition that says, quote, I stand with Judge McKnight. Now, over 2,000 people signed this form, and as it says here, McKnight is the first and only African-American female elected to the magisterial district 12204 Harrisburg, PA, and the mother of 3 sons. And during that trial, there were protests. Quote, drop the charges, as you see. I stand with Sonya. And all of this was because they believed that Sonya was being attacked because she was a black woman. Now, this became such a thing that even her husband, who, remember, she had shot and was cleared of that shooting, he actually did this video begging people to support his wife.
I'd like very deeply if you would give me your heart and your ear concerning Magisterial District Justice Judge Sonya McKnight. She was charged with 3 misdemeanor 2s for answering a call from her son at a traffic stop by Harrisburg police at approximately 2:30 a.m. in the morning. The Honorable Judge Sonya McKnight is a product of Harrisburg's finest, often referred to by some as the bleeding heart judge because she is not a rubber stamp in her community, as her training has taught her. She was raised in the projects of Harrisburg by 2 wonderful parents, Mr. Butch Chase and Miss Elaine Chase McPherson. She's been active in her community, working on even Mayor Pappenfuss's initial campaign and loving on our children.
Now you have to understand, this is back in 2020, 2021. The George Floyd era has just begun. So using the I'm black and oppressed card generally worked at that particular time. And it worked for this judge because she was acquitted of all charges.
What's the next step for you, Judge?
I'm ready to take my seat back. I need to get back to the bench. I love my community. I want my seat. And the community has voted me back in. I've been going through a re-election, and I thank God for my community believing in me and said, you know what? She deserves the seat. So I'm grateful.
So now this judge must feel untouchable. She shot her husband, got off from that. She faced criminal charges, was acquitted from that. And then while all that was happening, she was getting reelected to be a judge. So feeling essentially invincible, the judge started just running things like she wanted to run things. But the state ethics board had to come in and essentially stop this judge from committing total anarchy. Here's what happened.
The court documents describe 7 different allegations involving theft of time, conflict of interest, abusing her office prestige, and unexplained absences. Judge McKnight allegedly faced a conflict of interest on 2 different occasions when she presided over cases where her impartiality could be questioned. Judge McKnight did not recuse herself from a case where her personal attorney represented a defendant in a DUI-related case she presided over. She also presided over a case involving a Harrisburg City police officer that she filed a citizen's complaint against, alleging he, along with 3 other officers involved in her 2021 criminal investigation, conspired to destroy her credibility in the community. The judicial office says McKnight abused the prestige of the judicial office when she reached out to a Dauphin County contact asking to obtain a copy of the police report related to that criminal case. They say she also abused this prestige when she used her social media accounts that identify herself as a magistrate judge to sell a product named X It Red. On March 23, 2022, Judge McKnight's clerk received a civil complaint claiming McKnight owed an individual nearly $2,100. McKnight allegedly advised her clerk to act like the complaint was never received, a misdemeanor offense of obstructing administration of the law. Lastly, Judge McKnight allegedly failed to appear for her assigned judicial duties and could not be reached between January 14th and 16th of this year. The 7 allegations have resulted in 20 counts under 9 different charges. District Judge Sonya McKnight will remain suspended until the Court of Judicial Discipline comes to a decision.
All right, so now while all that's going on, the judge needs companionship. So she meets this guy, Michael McCoy, and they start dating. Then, in a shocking twist, police get a call from McKnight's home that someone has been shot.
A man was transported to the hospital after being shot earlier this morning. Thanks for joining us for Fox 43 News at 10. I'm Marshall Keeley. We begin tonight with developing news. Police are investigating a shooting at a home in Susquehanna Township that left a man injured this morning. And officials say a suspended Harrisburg district judge was there at the time. Fox 43's Robert Stover joins us right now and shares what we know so far about the investigation.
Well, Marshall, officials with the Cumberland County District Attorney's Office confirmed they are investigating a shooting that occurred in Susquehanna Township before 1 a.m. this morning. Police responded to a home in the 200 block of Saddle Ridge Drive where they found a man shot and injured. The man was transported to a local hospital and his condition is unknown. Officials did not confirm the identity of the victim, but did confirm one other person was in the home at the time of the shooting. Suspended Harrisburg District Judge Sonya McKnight was confirmed to be in the home at the time of the incident, but officials have not confirmed to Fox 43 if she was involved.
So now police had to start investigating what the hell happened. There's a man shot in the judge's house for a second time. Remember, we had her husband that was shot in her home before. Now we have her boyfriend. So police went to work. They found that the gun used in this particular crime was registered to Judge McKnight. They also found gun residue on Judge McKnight's hands and clothing, and the victim said that he didn't shoot himself in the head, that he was shot in the head. Another thing prosecutors had is the fact that there were only two people in the residence at the time, McKnight and her boyfriend. So this quickly led police to believe that McKnight was the one that shot her boyfriend. And then they found out that the boyfriend was breaking up with her.
Clay, how do you feel things went today for you?
We'll see tomorrow how things went today.
55-year-old Michael McCoy leaving Dauphin County Court. He is the ex-boyfriend of suspended Dauphin County Judge Sonya McKnight, who did not take the stand during the two-day trial. McCoy did, testifying he woke up at his home on Saddle Ridge Drive early February 10, 2024, bleeding and blind. That was after a particularly difficult week in what had been a rocky one-year relationship with McKnight, characterized, he said, by jealousy on her part. He said he wanted her to move out of his house, back to her house in Harrisburg, and she wouldn't go. Prosecutors used all this as evidence of a motive for a shooting.
Now, you may be asking, well, what was the judge's defense? Well, her defense was McCoy shot himself.
Now, McKnight's attorney has issued a statement saying, in part, Judge McKnight is innocent of the alleged charges. She did not shoot Mr. McCoy. Judge McKnight looks forward to the whole story being told. Judge McKnight intends to vigorously defend herself in this matter. She believes in the criminal justice system, and once all of the facts in this matter are brought to light, she is confident that she will be cleared of any wrongdoing.
So the judge says she's innocent, and she's going to prove her innocence.
Breaking news, a suspended Dauphin County district judge accused of shooting her ex-boyfriend in his sleep has been found guilty of attempted murder.
Now, you know this has gotten bad for the judge because activists like Dr. Rashard Ritchie, who is pro-BLM 1,000,000%, he's turned against this judge.
Judge convicted of shooting her ex-boyfriend as he slept. She has a history as well. Put it up for a mass. I'll be damned. Magistrate judge of Pennsylvania.
Now, our judge is facing 60 years behind bars. And that's going to be the question to you people out there. Does this judge deserve 60 years in prison? What sentence would you give this judge? Now, the judge is continuing to say that she did not shoot this guy and that the evidence against her was feeble because it's not like he can point to her and say she shot me because he was asleep. Very interesting way to try to reduce the amount of time you're going to get on an attempted murder charge. But if I was the judge sentencing Judge McKnight, I think a nice 20 to 30 years would be appropriate. But I'm a nice guy. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Tell me if you agree with me that 20 to 30 years seems appropriate for this case. Now, with always, like, share, subscribe, do all that great YouTube stuff. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.